Hi, today you're going to learn how to use the robot operating system with EMQX, the #1 open source MQTT broker. It's highly scalable, highly available, and is packed with powerful features. We're going to use it with the robot operating system, which is a system for creating applications for robotics that aren't hardware specific. So you can create all your different parts of your application independently as nodes. We'll be using the latest version of ROS Humble. For this guide, I installed ROS on a Raspberry Pi 4 using this pre-built image. For this guide, you'll have to have already installed ROS2 on some device or computer. And then we'll install the ROS MQTT client and use the test client to demonstrate passing ROS Topic messages to MQTT over EMQX. So you'll start by making sure your system is up to date. Then you'll install the ROS MQTT client as indicated in the guide online, in the documentation. Next, you'll install EMQX. Navigate to emqx.io, click on Download, select EMQX, select Ubuntu or whatever platform you're installing on, and then use the package type to determine what architecture you're installing it for. In this case, I'm using ARM64 on the Raspberry Pi. So I download the Debian package onto my Raspberry Pi using the command line. Then I copy the command for installing EMQX from that downloaded Debian package. And this will take a moment. And then once it's complete, we start the EMQX service in the background. Now, once it's running, you can find it hosted on the hostname or IP address of your device it's installed on, in this case, ubuntu.local, on port 18083. The default credentials are admin for username, public for password. I'm going to skip updating the password, but you should do that for security purposes. Then you'll go into the authentication tab. You'll create a new authenticator. We'll use a password-based one using the built-in database. We'll leave the defaults. And now we've created an authenticator. Then we can click on users and add new user. These are credentials that you'll be using to connect as an MQTT client. In this case, we'll name it, our username will be ROS2 and our password will be test. This can be whatever you like. Now we go back to the documentation for using the MQTT client. And one of the things we'll need is this. So there's two ways to create a configuration YAML. There's already one that's included with the MQTT client package. You'll find it there when you scroll down. And if you echo that line there, it'll show you where the YAML configuration is stored. So you can edit it by doing sudo nano, giving it that file name. And we see all these parameters here for our broker. We can use host localhost since it's running on the device that ROS is running on. But your broker could be anywhere. It could also be in the cloud. And then you apply your user and password, and you can save that file. And then you can copy that whole command to run that MQTT client, sample client, using that configuration. There are instructions on this page as well for using TLS secure auth with the certificate. So if you're using our serverless broker that runs in the cloud, you can easily do that as well. So now we copy that command and we paste it in, and we can use that to now run the broker. And we see that it connected. Now another way to do the configuration file is to just create a YAML file somewhere. In this case, I create a directory for it. I create the params YAML file, paste in essentially the same thing with our credentials here. And we can see that it configures to forward topics. And then there's another command we can use where we just pass the param file location. So we just copy that line there. And then we add in our location for our file, which is params.yaml, which is hosted right there in that directory. And we can run that, and it connects just as well. And we can see that it's subscribing to MQTT topics so that it can forward ROS topics. Now we can go into MQTTX app, which is a test client for MQTT that EMQX provides. Create a new connection. We add in the hostname, ubuntu.local, the username and password, and the port 1883, and we connect. Now we'll create a new subscription to pingpong/primitive, which is the topic that is forwarded. So if we open up that YAML file again, we can see here that it has two configurations. For ROS2 MQTT, the ROS topics ping primitive will forward to the MQTT topic ping pong primitive. And so we just need to fix that topic again. Ping pong primitive, we subscribe. And now we go into another terminal session on the device, and we use ROS2 topic pub /ping/primitive followed by a JSON message to start pinging this message. So once you hit enter, it'll keep publishing. So we see that a topic being published to a ROS topic through a ROS node is now being forwarded to an MQTT topic. And likewise, anything that is published to the MQTT topic ping pong/primitive will be forwarded to a ROS topic called pong primitive. So we subscribe to it there, and then we publish a message in MQTTX app, and we see that it gets passed along through that ROS topic. We can also go to our EMQX dashboard and see that we have two active connections. One is the client, and one is the ROS node. I hope this was informative and helpful. If you would like more information, we have a Discord that you can find on our community link. We also have a Hackster page where we publish guides for doing things with different hardware and IoT. We also have our YouTube channel, which you may be watching this on, so be sure to check all of our videos that we have up there. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or any cool projects to share, please join our Discord or our Slack and let us know about them. Cheers.